We're different here. We don't just get up for another day. We rise. We don't just work. We endeavor. We're women and men for and with others. We have hope, we believe, and we celebrate. Why are we different?
So we can be the difference.
Though we are many, we are part of something. A force bigger than all of us. Our distinct fingerprints collectively shaping and forever changing what makes UCONN, UCONN. Forever making our mark. Forever making UCONN a part of us.
Hello, my little PogChamps, and welcome back to week 3 of EGF. I'm Duramgar coming to you live with my lovely, incredible co-caster, Fang. Sean, how are you doing today?
Doing good. You know, make sure I got up extra early, applying for jobs and stuff like that. But we are here for a little bit of fun in between our work here in our collegiate days. Got UCONN versus Marquette.
I don't think that's how you say it, dog.
It's not. But we got two pretty stacked schools coming at each other. This music sounds epic as all hell for this very first match. And we're going to be having Gib versus Chico.
Yeah, so I am currently on top of it trying to see who they play. But it seems like Gib is not in the player notes, nor is Chico. So maybe I have the wrong document open. But it's going to be a surprise to me. I do recall the tag Chico, actually, but I would not be able to tell you off the top of my head who they do play. But in the meantime, I guess we can always talk about, you guys. We can say, hey, hello, hope you guys are having a lovely day thus far. This music got me all emotional, too.
I know. So I do know one. Chico plays DK.
Yes.
UCONN, I have no information on their roster right here, so we're going to be seeing, but DK, kind of a good character sometimes. He's got one of the best advantage states in this entire game, just being able to extend his lead further and further. But he is big and easily comboed and easily edge guarded. And we're going to be seeing Pokemon trainers. So this is going to be pretty rough for my man Chico.
Yeah.
Out here.
I would also like to say that all of that justification of DK that you made is coming from a man who got double eliminated by a Donkey Kong at Super Smash Con. But that being said, we have Gib and Chico going at it. Pokemon Trainer DK is going to be super tough. As soon as Squirtle gets in there, you can just do so much damage. And down it, goes for double forward to try to go for the third one, but doesn't find the grab.
Can't believe you aired me out like that. Anyway, this is going to be pretty difficult for Chico off the get-go. Squirtle really good at getting in versus a lot of the cast. Got some insane combo game, too. And on characters like Donkey Kong, it's going to be pretty nutty. That being said, though, really good back from Chico right here. Ooh, good switch. I like that
And now that's going to be Chico on the stage, trying to go for the down air. Really good spacing, was able to get back onto stage on time, but give enough time to also reverse that situation for themselves. Stage spike, it's Wi-Fi, baby. Always got to go for those.
We don't tech out here. R button and L button on our controllers, they don't exist.
They do, just their functionality a little bit limited on occasion. But yeah, this is okay. I feel like Charizard going up against DK could kind of swing sometimes, especially on shield, can forward it, tilts and back airs, and DK doesn't actually always have the buttons to contest that.
Chico trying to find this stock right now. Honestly, might be looking for a grab right here. I think this might be throw kill percent for Squirtle in certain instances if he does jump back throw. Okay, we got the grab right here. We're going to see it. Nice forward throw. I like that.
Yeah,
very, very reliable option.
Pokemon's so light. Dies so soon.
He's baby. Oh, that's going to be some damage. Okay, I like it. Nair to back air. A lot of DKs would have just done strong a couple of up airs together, but still consistent damage coming out of Chico right here.
Yeah, neutrally back air was really solid because it was also just able to get Gib to be off stage and in the corner, and goes for the cargo up throw forward air. Oh my goodness, just catching Gib, not air dodging or pressing anything.
And this is the mon I was curious if we were going to see from Gib more often, just because Ivy deals with heavies pretty well. The combo game is pretty vicious. A lot of characters struggle to get through Razor Leaf just a little bit. And edge guarding with this character on heavies. Most heavies are pretty susceptible to getting edge guarded very easily. Ivysaur having one of the best down airs in the entire game.
Oh, but yeah, you can't be just whiffing an F smash like that in neutral, but a really good mash out, making sure that they are not going to be meeting an untimely demise quite yet. And what an option. Wow.
Definitely a little bit of a roundabout way to get the kill there, but Chico managing to hold it down right here, looking a lot better than he was earlier on in this game. And these dares are so potent, but they're not really doing enough hit stun to really lead into anything else. But it doesn't matter. DK is a monster at advantage. Oh my god.
Was that late hit back air? Oh my goodness, that hit! That hit!
Yo!
That was like the tip of the fingernail.
So that move active, pretty active on that second hit right there. I guess also Charizard is just so big that his hurt box allowed him to get caught there, even out of the switch right there. I don't know if we have replays yet. I don't think we do.
We do not, not quite yet. So that's gonna be next week. But that was okay. There's like a couple of interesting interactions that I haven't seen before. Have you seen Donkey Kong do late hit back air to up B?
No,
because I haven't.
Never, never in my life.
I thought it was pretty cute, nonetheless.
It was cute. I liked it.
I will say though, I feel like Gib is not like really pushing the advantage as far as they could be sometimes, especially like with Squirtle. You want to go for like down throw down air loops on Donkey Kong, right? Where forward air is maybe like a juggling and a reset tool. Or, you know, there's sometimes like with Ivysaur, we're not going for like a lot of up airs or down throws or neutral airs, but just opting to go for a lot of empty laser leaps. And Chico has just been avoiding a lot of damage as a result.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, what makes Pokemon Trainer such a good heavy slayer is that all the characters in some facet are able to deal with heavy. Squirtle with the immense combo game and good grab game. Ivysaur just being a very good advantage character. But it's not going to matter in the face of Chico's Donkey Kong right now. You know, you are never safe. It's just seeming like Chico is getting more substantial damage off of each interaction he's having right here. I mean, look at the damage just pile up. That was incredible. Oh my god.
It hasn't even been a minute yet, and that's already 2 stocks down. Only got 40%. That dash attack could have led up into something so big. But yeah, Gib just getting the light punish there.
And I think the name of the game here is just knowing your punish. You know, Chico's been doing a really good job, even if a lot of his combos haven't been true. He's been really able to just keep himself in advantage a lot of the time. He's been picking up on the defensive habits of Gib a lot of the time. Gib kind of getting caught out for not really finishing their combo strings correctly, not really switching mons as efficiently as they could be. It's looking hard out here. You need to make sure you're adequately able to punish Donkey Kong because that's all you have sometimes. And man, pretty dominant 3-stock coming up from Chico, and that's going to blow a lead wide open for Marquette out here in this first set.
Yep, that was dominant. That was fast-paced. I just feel like there is, you know, the constant issue for Gib, like, not really capable of keeping Donkey Kong off of them too much, but then also when you do land those hits, I feel like Ivysaur and Squirtle are maybe, you know, some of the most explosive, you know, combo characters in the game. They can, you know, string you along through so much percent. Ivysaur is a phenomenal edge guarder. There are times where, you know, Chico should have been off stage, Gib should have switched off of Squirtle into Ivysaur, and that's 9 times out of 10, you know, a pretty, like, you know, easy down air to land, you know, so actually like sealing out those edge guards and putting on enough damage to knock Donkey Kong off stage is super important. There also like a couple of times I feel like Gib could have like mashed out a disadvantage, but they kept on like choosing to only drift or air dodge. Like a lot of those neutral air back airs, or you know, some of the back airs, or you know, there were just some instances where they could have just chosen some different disadvantage options.
I agree. I think it was a little bit of sloppy play. I feel like on the part of Gib, I feel like they could have been definitely managing their mons a little bit more efficiently. We saw some questionable switches that got Chico really big openings and even some kills sometimes with how active that down B was. But that is just how it's going to go sometimes. So Marquette, really big lead for them already. UConn gonna have to step it up a little bit. They're gonna have to just claw back this lead because 7 points is pretty big. That's almost the most amount you can have for a win in the set. You know, if Chico just 3-stocked that game on, that would have been a fat 8 on the board right there. And you do not want to be going down 8-0 at the beginning because it gives you so much groundwork to make. Even if you do manage to tie sets up or trade games here or there, those extra points will come back to bite you in this format.
For sure. And with that being said, I do believe we have confirmation on our next 2 players. It's going to be Saka Luigi going up against Extreme with a tag like Saka Luigi. You know, would should hope
and Mario.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Just took the words right out of my mouth. And I do recognize the tag Extreme once again, but I am so sorry I could not find the document with like all of the characters and players. So I'm desperately looking for it.
But I'll link you again because you're my friend, and I want you to thrive out here.
I'm trying my best out here. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see like what else Marquette University has to bring to the table, because when you have one really good player, there is like some sort of like a, you know, area of effect that they have that brings like, you know, there is a residual effect that they bring to the rest of their team. They play with each other. Good players practicing with each other means that they get better and better, right? So if you have one really strong player on your team, that is typically indicative of the fact that everybody else on the team is also really strong.
It's true. So we're going to have Extreme playing Corrin, of all characters, which is not a very common character we see in the meta these days. Kind of a character that's been struggling to put themselves on the map a little bit. But honestly, at its core, I feel like Corrin is still a damn fine character in Smash. You know, we just had Shattuck win a huge tournament, who's a very prominent Corrin player.
I was about to say that Shattuck was just like starting to like once again like put Corrin back on the map, quite literally, of like all the tournament wins, and Shattuck has been having some phenomenal performances. I've held this opinion since day one that Corrin is good.
Corrin good.
That's it. Corrin good. It doesn't go deeper than that. Yep.
It's true though. I don't feel like Corrin is traditionally like a very bad character. I feel like it's just he or she is very underlooked because of how underwhelming a lot of the kit can be at a surface value. You really need to have a good, strong sense of fundamentals and put a lot of love into the character to find success. There are just other characters that cover the archetype that Corrin has that do a lot better with a lot less effort being put in, but this character has some really strong attributes such as an excellent back air, decent combo game, F smash is a really good move as well, recovery's not bad. Pin, also a really good option to really just get lots of early kills with Tipper. This character's good, you just need a little bit of elbow grease and determination to play this character.
Yeah, but then also, I feel like people really sleep on Corrin's ability just to wall people out. She can swing in place. Those buttons are like, they're fast, and they're surprisingly, like, you know, they have less leg than you think they should, ethically. And she just kind of gets away with, like, swinging on shields, pressuring shields. And you really need to, like, have good mobility to jump in on her. And if your character doesn't have that, chances are they don't even do all that well against Corrin. I'm anticipating this match coming up ahead of us.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I hope everybody's having a good day. Sean, show off your water bottle.
Got my water bottle right here. Make sure you stay hydrated so you can stay. I'll make sure all your body parts are doing everything that they need to be doing. And make sure your brain is operating well. You don't get headaches or anything like that. It can be stressful being a college student, believe me. It was probably the hardest 4 years of my entire life. So make sure you're keeping yourself at least somewhat healthy. I know it's hard with how bad campus food can be and how much minute ramen and minute mac and cheese you guys are probably cooking up right now. But I promise, just drink water. Try to eat as healthy as you can. Try to get some sleep. I know it's hard with all those all-nighters. I know finals are coming up and midterms are also just rampant. So just be careful.
Yeah, nothing but agreement for me. You had me recalling a couple of my own experiences, but they're playing neither of the characters. Look what happened. Yep. Look what happened.
I was right.
I thought it was gonna be Luigi Corrin.
Not gonna be a Luigi player. And what? Okay, got Bowser and Sephiroth, two characters I was not expecting out here, but you know what? I'm here for it. Play better characters. Hold yourself to a higher standard.
They're both good. And honestly, it's going to be really difficult for Extreme to try and get things started, especially just because of how well Sephiroth can keep somebody like Bowser away, and one of the few characters that can just confidently, poke his shield over and over without having to worry about the repercussions.
Oh my. Yeah, big punish coming out from Extreme right there. I like the flamethrower right there. Sometimes catch over the ledge if Octoslash isn't coming out right there.
Yep, just put on a good amount of damage onto the board, maybe fishing a little bit too much for this back hill. Whenever the Bowser just starts jumping at you with their back towards them, they see the shield, they're gonna go for the side B. They don't see the shield, they're gonna go for the back hill. So they're just priming themselves. You just wanna not engage.
That's a big fair coming out right there from Extreme. You know, Sephiroth, pretty light character, will die fairly early. I feel like he's got to search for this kill just a little bit on Extreme right here. Sephiroth has amazing mid-range tools and is really good at poking and just getting consistent damage off here and there.
Ooh, but
Really great
Extreme,
reversal right there.
yeah, Extreme sleeping a little bit too much at the wheel. He needed to recognize that situation, that up B is deceptive and will kill you at a moment's notice, but was still able to even it back up without having to take too much percent. But wow, beautiful tech chase. And look at this damage.
Yeah, Sakaluigi looking really good right now at the ledge, just keeping Extreme at bay with Scintilla, this giant sword. Ooh, could potentially have been a pretty decent opening right there for Extreme, as Bowser has some of the best out-of-shield punishes in the game if you try to land on top of him, but I almost feel like Sephiroth makes things a little bit difficult for him, because as far as, you know, Bowser goes, he's a more execution-testy type character. He tests how safe you can be on shield. Sephiroth doesn't really have to overcommit. You know, he's got fantastic mid-range play with his forward air as well as his projectiles. So.
But yeah, this is such a good position for Sakaluigi, and okay, it did look like the game might have lagged for a second.
Maybe.
Might have messed up Extreme's like recovery, like angle on the up B, maybe the mash a little bit, but that's okay. That being said, 79% definitely still really, really doable. They need one good neutral like back here at this point. That was almost it, but then they got the wrong hitbox of it.
We're seeing Sakaluigi just hunting for this right here. Extreme, after that SD, finding themselves down a considerable amount right here. Again, they just need to find their way in. This is one of those matchups where Bowser really isn't dictating the tempo. More so, you kind of have to play by Sephiroth's tempo, which is a pretty big theme I've been seeing in a lot of DLC characters as of late.
They just got to control the pace of the match, and Extreme, so unfortunate, was not able to snap onto the ledge. Sakaluigi with a pretty confident 2-stock. They played keep away, they got their damage off, they were able to get Bowser off stage, and they didn't really fall for any early Bowser kill confirms, right? So no neutral like back hills. They didn't get like Tomahawk side beat at all. They just played the matchup well and solid and clean.
Yeah, for real. Just really great spacing around, you know, all of Bowser's tools. You know, again, Bowser can really punish you for whiffing on him quite a bit. And Sephiroth, the character that pretty safe on block, honestly. You know, if you're spacing correctly with that sword, you'll be looking good. I like the projectile management. I like the advantage. You know, it just seemed like Sakaluigi was doing everything they needed to do to keep Extreme at bay right there.
So I'm trying to think about like what Extreme could have done like a little bit better. In game 1, like what they could work on going into game 2. I do feel like they could have like chosen to swing a little bit less, and some of the ledge options were really preemptive. Like we saw like both of them coming back onto stage at the same time, and the immediate neutral get up or the immediate get up attack from Extreme, or you know, like immediate double jump air dodge or neutral get up roll. I feel like they need to mix up their timing a little bit more at the ledge and then just slow it down. Not always go through preemptive defensive options, but sometimes reactive ones.
I think Bowser played best is played reactively too, right? He's a character that does a lot in terms of pressuring or calling out options a lot of the time, as opposed to, you know, trying to force openings a lot of the time. I feel like Bowser's played best when he's whiff punishing, or he's calling out jumps, or catching recoveries with flamethrower, like you said, Dara. I feel like played reactively is the best way to play Bowser.
Yeah, so going to game 2, those are the adaptations I'd like to see. I think Extreme played this matchup the best they could. They got the damage, got, you know, the edge guards, and everything, right? So, yeah, I'm just curious to see what kind of a stage they'd be opting to go to at this point. Looks like they're doing bands, and they'll end up on Yoshi's? Yoshi's,
okay. Really
Bowser
powerful pick
Yoshi's.
for Bowser. That's going to be very hard, I feel like, for Sakaluigi to get any sort of breathing room. I'm wondering what stages were banned in that vein. But I don't know if they were the right ones.
It seems like Sephiroth banned Battlefield, Lilat, and Smashville, and Extreme chose to go. But here's the thing. I feel like Yoshi's is such a good stage for Bowser. It's like one of the most polarizing ones. And then switches to Corrin. That's an interesting choice. I would have just stuck with Bowser on the stage.
The Corrin is actually really good on this stage as well. Great vertical combo game a lot. Pin doesn't get too mucked up by the slants. In fact, it can aid them a lot more. And I think this might overall just be a better comfort character pick right here for Extreme. So I don't necessarily disagree with this choice.
By virtue of just having a sword and being able to swing a little bit faster, you'd be able to pressure Sephiroth a little bit more. And look how well it's working out for Extreme. Already, like, Sakaluigi off stage in the corner has the control of the game for themselves right now. But committing to up B like that is so dangerous.
It really is. It's such a big commitment. A lot of Corrin's tools in certain situations that aren't truly safe. Pin, not exactly the safest option if you whiff it. A lot of the time, you can kind of just wait it out most of the time. Corrin up B also, like any up B or vertical move that puts you in free fall is such a massive commitment to be making. And Corrin's played best when she's just, having very solid neutral. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Extreme so far. Not overswinging. Ooh. Excellent temper up smash right there.
That's exactly what I mean about just, like, planting your feet and just, like, waiting for an opening instead of, like, always going through preemptive options. Like, Extreme sat there, waited, found it, and was able to get the up smash as a result. Oh, but no follow-up off of the neutral. Nothing off of the forward either. Extreme has all these ideas, but then not executing.
Wow.
What?
What a back air right there from Sakaluigi, taking that stock right off there from Extreme. That was a really, really good placement right there. I did not think they'd even be able to get that in that current position after that down tilt right there, but DI from Extreme, a little lackluster, probably got caught a little bit sleeping at the wheel, and there goes that stock.
Mm-hmm. But that being said, already racking up 60%, and that's exactly what you meant about, like, platform extensions on Yoshi's as Corrin, falling up airs and neutral airs and forward airs, and you just get to, juggle the opponent until infinity. But, you really do need to respect Sephiroth's hitbox going up. I like how Extreme is going for, like, F smashes above the ledge, just in case Saka wants to go for, like, a beefy up B.
Sakaluigi just desperately trying to find some more substantial damage on the second stock here, but the spacing from Extreme is so good. We noted that back air before this set even started, and right there, Extreme putting it to good fruition for that whiff punish there. You have to watch your airspace against Corrin because she's got deceptively, like, good hang time on a lot of her aerial movement.
So I like some of the ideas that Sakaluigi is going for when it comes to edgeguarding Corrin, but really the biggest thing is you need to follow Corrin, understand that she doesn't really have the privilege of swinging, and you just need to go to where she is and try to trade with up B. If you trade with up B, you're going to be sent back towards the stage, and Corrin is going to die. I actually just don't think Sephiroth even has the tools to be able to go out there and do that.
We just haven't seen a single counter from Sakaluigi. In areas like this where Corrin, see, that was perfect right there to do it right there. A little late on the trigger right there, but yeah. Oh, that's it.
Wow.
Just went for it.
And it's so good for the Extreme that they still held on to their second stock when they went through the down air, because sometimes you end up dying, or the opponent dies first, or with all kinds of, like, moves that also kill yourself in the process. You have a lot of funky interactions, but that does mean they're going to be taking 2 points right now. They're going to be going to a game number 3. This Corrin switch was really, really smart. I agree with it entirely. Extreme was able to put on damage consistently. They had a much better idea of how to pace the game with Corrin. They were able to slow it down a little bit and really pressure Sakaluigi in a way that Bowser wasn't able to.
It's true. And I think it kept the mid-range a lot better that game, right? We saw lots of nice back airs. We saw really good aerial spacing on a lot of the movement. We saw really hard call-outs on a lot of whiffs this time around that really weren't possible with Bowser. And also just given the stage pick. I think the stage pick was a really, really good choice on Extreme's part that time around. But this is game 3. Sakaluigi does have the counter pick advantage right now, so we're going to see what stage is picked right here. And if we're going to be seeing Corrin, I think Corrin's probably going to be the best bet for Extreme right here. Just looks far more comfortable with that character than they did with Bowser.
Yeah, sticking with Corrin is going to be pretty big. Seems like they're banning Town and City, Smashville, and PS2. Okay. So I understand the Town, City, and PS2 bans, just like, hey, maybe not anything like really too big here. Oh, it seems like they don't have to ban Town. Is there a DSR?
I don't know.
Curious to see how this is going to pan out, because Sakaluigi wanted to go to Kalos before, they were told that there is MDSR, so. Curious how this is going to actually play out now. But yeah, no, they played it so well. One adaptation I'd like to see from Sakaluigi is just going off stage with Scintilla. I feel like that's the only way they can consistently edgeguard Corrin if Corrin decides to go low. But other than that, like, you need to get those stocks off, and Extreme was just not dying.
Sephiroth has good edge guarding too. You know, in a lot of situations, you can kind of checkmate your opponent. I want to see more counters, especially when Corrin does take a little bit of time to recover as well. You know, a lot of Corrins will tend to back air before committing fully to up B. So you have a lot of time to really set up your edge guard. If your character, like Sephiroth, has the tools to get consistent, solid edge guards off, why not try experimenting with them? Why not try using them just a little bit? You know, it could be viable. But either way, we're about to hop into this game 3. You know, UCONN really needs this set right here to pull themselves back into the game. They can't really bleed anymore after this set because they're going to be down 2-0. And going down 2-0 in this format, almost a death sentence a lot of the time.
Pretty sure. And again, it goes back to this idea of like, you know, the indication of like where your team strength is at. I like what Extreme is going for, but a little bit too loose at 0% to be able to get that to connect.
And I like this stage pick a lot for Sephiroth. Lots of open space for him to operate with, can use the walls almost seamlessly to make it back from almost anywhere, honestly. I feel like that that sword can pin into any part of the wall, given how it's a pretty flat wall going all the way down to the bottom of the blast zone. And I love that back throw back air. DI was not right there.
It's a DI check. You gotta DI out on back throw. Always, always, always. Because if you don't, well, I don't know about always, but typically speaking, you will die unless you DI out. But yeah, now just stuck on the top platform, Extreme looking for a way to be able to land, tries to go through the pin, but barely getting outspaced by the floater.
You gotta pass those vibe checks out here. You know, that was a very early stock for Extreme to be dropping, and you do not want to be dropping stocks against Sephiroth because then at that point, fighting against him is really a battle against his pacing a lot of the time. He can really afford to space you out. I mean, we're just seeing how much dominant control Sakaluigi has had of the spacing in this matchup so far. Catching any overcommitment right there, too. We're on the verge of the 3-stock.
It's almost never that you actually see something, you know, beat Corrin's side be in terms of just how disjointed it is. But Sephiroth is the one to do it, right? Forward back air galore keeps knocking Extreme's head while they do try to go for a pin. So 3 stocks to 1 right now. It's still very doable with just 1 good, clean back air. You know, Sephiroth being so light, back air being so strong, for sure would have killed him.
Ooh, and we're just seeing really good patience from Sakaluigi right now. You know, Extreme kind of floundering a lot of these landings, either opting to swing or try to land aggressively. And against the characters with innately good ground speed as Sephiroth, that is not an easy feat. You know.
I feel like Extreme keeps going for rising neutraler instead of like rising forwarder, which can combo into itself, you know, at low and mid percents. And I'm curious like why that's the choice, because they seem to be they keep getting hit out of their down tilt attempts afterwards. But now stuck at the ledge, this is such a nasty position to find yourself in.
We're seeing such prime spacing right here from Sakaluigi. Yeah, that was perfect. Really good call on the high recovery right there. And that's going to be UCONN getting their first set there. Really good play from Sakaluigi right there. Just fantastic adaptation after that second game right there. Really kept Extreme scratching the back of their head throughout most of that game 3.
And that's the thing, you're never really safe going back onto stage against Sephiroth, because think about all the different options that he has. He can go out there forwarder, then double jump forwarder again, and then if he whiffs both of those, it's like, okay, great, fantastic, you waited this out. Now do you actually have the ability to get around up B? That hitbox is massive. Sephiroth up B straight up cheats half the time, you know, so that was really good stuff, you know, from Sakaluigi. They were able to make the right adaptations. They found the edge guards on Extreme, and if you can edge guard Corrin, you can take out her stocks at 70, 80, 90% instead of trying to get some sort of a neutral win and a kill. But with that being said, while we do wait for the next match and bans to happen, we are going to cut to a quick little break, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Alrighty, gamers, and we are back from a quick little break. We're in it for the long haul today, so we'll be taking a break between every single match because we need to preserve our energy and our strength. So it looks like we are going to be having Cozy Wrath from Connecticut going up against K-More from Marquette. Let's see if we have any information on these players. We do not.
We only have the information from Marquette at the moment, so we don't really know a lot of what these characters are from both of these schools. But K-More also not listed on this note. So we got a kind of a new player showing up around these parts, but they're about to get into it right here. We've got Shulk versus Dark Samus.
Okay,
Shulk,
so
bad pick.
this is going to be a little bit tough for Samus, right? I also would not be able to tell you which is which. I do not know whose tags are whose.
I'm hoping that these are each player's correct characters, but either way, we make do. We move on while we find out more information. Either way, though, very early stock off of Dark Samus right there. First of all, I feel like Shulk just has so much damage output. Buster really enables lots of quick damage to be done right there. I think I feel like K-More is going to have to play a little more defensively if they want to get through all of this pressure from Cozy Wrath right now, because Shulk is scary. Shulk has such good range on a lot of his moves. A lot of the stuff that Samus excels at can be kind of invalidated by Shulk, just given how much range he has at a mid-range, how good he is at catching jumps and punishing, you know.
But wow, what a down smash. You gotta remember that smash shot just sends you so much further when you do have it active. Gonna be looking for the back here at the ledge, a forwarder, but K-More just recognizing like, hey, this is where you want to sit and shield. I will say, a lot of Samus's game plan revolves around putting out projectiles and then catching people jumping over them. It's really hard to catch Shulk jumping in when you have such like bad airspeed like Samus, and his disjoints are so much bigger than yours.
It's true. Yeah, Cozy Wrath doing such a good job right now. Not really overcommitting to edge guards too much. I love that dash back F smash right there. Just staying so patient right there at roll distance. And, you know, against a character like Samus, where it can be very frustrating to open her up in neutral, it is very, very good to ledge trap her, because she is floaty. A lot of the stuff she does can be really easily called out.
I'd like to see like a nice, tomahawk from Cozy Wrath at some point, just because of like how much they've scared K-More into shielding each time they jump. What a lead on a neutral get up, unfortunately. No smash arts on deck, but that time around it is going to be able to do it. That is a smash arts forwarder, taking the stock at 70%. I hope everybody knows that. Yep.
And I know I like what you brought up with tomahawks before too, because Shulk has really great tomahawks. Depending on what art he is currently wielding, it can be really good for him to approach with tomahawks, given how much of his neutral revolves around short hopping or just jumping in general. It'll condition your opponent to shield quite a bit, which is what we kind of saw there. We saw a lot of pressure with these aerials from Shulk. It didn't seem like K-More was getting too comfortable in the matchup, just really struggling to find any sort of openings, or not knowing what to respect, what not to respect. It can be hard against Shulk, because a lot of his stuff, when spaced well, kind of safe, kind of hard to punish him.
It's hard to punish him. Also, with speed arts on deck, you can get unreactable tomahawks too, which are just so scary, because the time it takes for you to react to and make the decision of like, hey, is this going to be a short hop neutral, or just going to be an empty short hop into a grab? By that time, you've already probably gotten hit. Is the thing, and I feel like there was just like a really good attempt at smothering Dark Samus, which is exactly what you want. That is the biggest flaw of Samus. Samus does not have buttons like that. Sure, Samus has up B, but it's inconsistent. People fall out of it, and the hitbox isn't all that generous. You got to be constantly in that mid range where you can keep on swinging, throwing out hitboxes, making it impossible to charge shot or to missile or to set anything up. And as a result, K-More really was not allowed to play the game too much.
It's true. And yeah, K-More just getting, again, smothered completely there. Those aerials did so much damage. A lot of the ledge trapping, too, that Cozy Wrath was doing was fantastic, just sitting at roll distance entirely. calling out every single option. Those dashback F smashes were doing a lot, so I want to see K-More maybe just take it a little bit easier this game. Try to focus more on Samus's poking and zoning tools, play a bit more passively, and just know what to respect, know when you can get your openings against Shulk. It's hard because Samus has such a good anti-air and out-of-shield game with up B, but against a character like Shulk, again, that can poke at mid-ranges very safely, that's not really going to be an option that's on the table.
It's only an anti-air when you can, like, fight a brawler. When you're fighting a Ken, that's jumping in, trying to touch your shield, whatever, then it's a beautiful anti-air. It's lovely. When Shulk has a big old swingy sword and he's not necessarily falling on top of you, he's just still chilling and hanging out. That being said, it seems like they will be opting to go for Pokemon Stadium too. I do think this is a good choice, kind of based, because Dark Samus can just play under the platform, can kind of play keep away quite well. You have like a little shield over your head that can protect you from Shulk jumping in. So opting to go for that over the final destination, I think it's going to be a significant improvement to, their well-being.
Very true, very true. Yeah, we're about to gear up and get into this game too right here. I hope K-More found some answers because, man, Cozy Wrath just had the pacing down so well.
Yep. No, just constantly like jumping in, pressuring, getting them off stage. So now hopefully with PS2 a little tiny bit more space, but specifically those platforms, and you can have like a little bit more room to yourself. So we are waiting for them to click start. Are they switching?
I hate it when that happens. I hate when I accidentally pick Sora, and it happens every day. I roll out of bed, pick Sora by accident. Get in the shower. Oh man, there's my shampoo. It looks like Sora. I picked Sora by accident.
Yeah. By the way, Sora is sick.
He is cool. Very cool.
He is so cool. He feels good, And not a lot of people say that, but I get to say that because I'm a quirky little Ness main. I'm different. I'm not like other Smash players.
I'm worse.
But yeah, Pichu.
I like
this is a good choice. This is so based. Sean, talk to us about this.
So I like Pichu as a switch here just because all of the flaws that Samus has in dealing with Shulk kind of disappear. You've got a character with much better ground speed, a much better base projectile to use, fantastic combo game, really solid edgeguard game. This character is still a menace, Don't let the nerfs fool you. This character with discipline can still do so much.
Yeah.
That being said, it doesn't matter when you get your shield broken. That's going to be damage. Wow.
And that was a lot of it too, and just multiple smash attacks already on this pretty stock. This is the most smash attacks that I've ever seen connect on Pichu.
Oh, yeah.
Theoretically, it should be difficult for Shulk to hit Pichu. It should be pretty easy for Pichu to try to dash into, get under Shulk, call him out in the air because Pichu has that speed that he needs to be able to do so.
Oh yeah. And this is where things get a little scary for K-More right here. Shulk has also a pretty good out-of-shield punish in up B as well. We haven't really been seeing Cozy Wrath use it too much thus far, but man, Pichu, one of the lightest characters in this game. So this is looking, pretty kill percentage right here for K-More.
You saw that parry? You saw Pichu's back, multiple feet away from Shulk, and yet Cozy Wrath was still able to get a parry and the up smash connected. That was a little bit silly. But yeah, wow. Suddenly this game is starting to really snowball away from K-More. They're getting hit by so many smash attacks and... What?
Hold on now. What? Was that a homie stock or is that just an SD as well?
It was just also an SD, I guess. But this is one of the strangest games I've seen in a minute. I'm gonna be real with you. Because K-More is doing really, really well, and then they land incorrectly and they get smash attacked a whole bunch. Oh, that up B was so risky. They just went above the stage accidentally, and getting a little bit punished for it. But such a good position for them to be in right now, just waiting for Shulk to recover.
And again, we're approaching kill percent for Pichu. One bad passive thing about Pichu is that she does do damage to herself a lot of the time. The character with every electrical move used, a little bit more damage gets tacked onto K-More. So trading with Pichu, very, very optimal because a lot of those aerials used by Pichu are going to be doing passive damage, and soon you're going to be finding yourself at kill percent without even ever getting hit.
I'm also really surprised that, even with jump outs, that up B didn't snap onto the ledge. But with Smash on that, all that you need is one good up tilt, one good F throw, up throw, I'm sure. really anything to be able to take out Kmart stuff, because Pichu, one of the lightest in the game, gotta take advantage of it.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a single up B out of shield from Cozy Wrath. I feel like it'd be such a good option to punish a lot of these really unsafe options on shield, but I'm seeing a little bit of nerves setting in here as Cozy Wrath opting for a lot of high committal options in smash attacks. But
yeah,
great back air right there. Really well spaced, called out the jump from K-Mor correctly. And gonna be another dub.
Yep, they got a little bit nervous at the end. I think Kauna is whiffing some smash attacks. But then we were just like able to clean it up at the end. Like typically speaking, I feel like Shulk doesn't really necessarily have the best smash attacks to kind of throw out as is. They're not particularly fast or safe, or you know, they're like strong-ish, you know. But I just feel like there's like a bunch of instances where I feel like a really important concept in Ultimate is like kill with the easiest thing. Sometimes, you know, you don't have to go for unnecessary, you don't have to go for overkill, you have to go for something that will just kill enough, because those tend to be the options that are fastest and safest, like up tilt and forward and, you know, back at the end, right? And when we saw that connect, that did end up killing.
Exactly, you have to know your win condition, and it has to be a very low committal option often, or a really good solid confirm. That being said, though, Cozy Wrath going to be aiding UCONN really to get their points back up as we're getting into 11-9 here at this fourth set. You know, we're blazing right through this block right here. Marquette really can't afford to lose a single game or even a single set from here on out. But in the meantime, we're going to cut to a short break. We will see you guys very shortly.
Hello everybody, and we are back. Now we have Quaz going up against Ollie from UCONN. Squirtle Zelda. Okay, I feel like the biggest thing that Zelda struggles with is dealing with characters that have good grounded options and those with good grounded mobility. And Pokemon Trainer, I feel like especially Squirtle is the epitome of what it means to rush somebody down on the ground.
And this is what Marquette needs, honestly. This is a perfect, I feel like, favorable matchup right here. Of course, Zelda can be a very, very difficult hurdle for a lot of mid to low level players to jump over, just given how unlike most other Smash characters she is. You know, she very heavily relies on Knight to really establish a lot of neutral control for herself, and she's got a lot of crazy reversal tools plus options to really mix you up. But excellent jab block right there from Quaz.
You got to be ready to find him as Squirtle, you know? And even if they get the tech, sometimes you can just even whiff your move that you use to jab block, and then you have enough time to still continue to tech chase and cover the next option, just because of how quick and how little end lag this little guy has. But look at all of this pressure. Quaz looking through that next big opening. That side B was, the thing that they needed to be able to get back onto the stage.
Squirtle's pretty scrappy too. I feel like that was a perfect character to start off with, just because of how much space can be crossed in such a short period of time by the character. You know, really no trouble getting in, and a lot of the struggle against Zelda is managing to break that initial wall of defense in Phantom. That being said, towards these mid to late percents, I think Ivysaur is a fantastic switch up as well as Charizard, honestly, just because of stuff like that, Dara. That almost killed.
That almost killed, but Ollie keeps landing with up B, and Quaz has gotten hit by every single one. They need to stop, slow down, and sit in shield, and then he'll be able to find a nice, big, delicious, juicy punish, especially with somebody like Charizard. And there it is, sitting there in shield, waiting for Zelda to whiff. Yeah.
All right. Again, good solid ledge trap right there by Quaz. They did everything right there. Yeah, Ali needs to, I feel like, manage, their habits defensively a little bit better. It can be hard with Zelda because your options at points can be somewhat limited to just neutral B. But this character got a little bit of a hefty amount of buffs within this last patch as well. So we're going to see if any of those actually come into play for Ali. But so far, Quaz looking very in control. That was good adaptation. Caught the, you noted the up B before, and they caught onto it that time.
Yeah. The Flare Blitz was like whatever, right? But they started like jumping in places that like Zelda can't like really easily teleport to, sitting in shield and punishing those teleports out of shield. But that directional air dodge is going to be caught by the F smash. Charizard is a big boy, his tail sticking out.
It's true. And again, switch back to Squirtle. I like this a lot to just get this extra damage off on Ali right here. Okay, trying to get the, I guess, hard read right there. An F smash honestly would have worked just fine that there. And again, I love the adaptation to these recoveries. Ali has been choosing to recover aggressively on stage every single time. And Quaz kind of privy to it at this point. I feel like they have to start mixing up by going to ledge, but when they're catching a fat Vine Whip right there, really no time to do that.
That was confident, that was aggressive, they found all of the punishes, they were getting punishes on the up Bs, they weren't letting Zelda live for a little bit too long. That was pretty much a masterclass of how to play the Zelda matchup. True. Basically just like punishing like a handful of bad habits as Pokemon Trainer, right? Getting jab blocks with Squirtle, knowing how to also set up those kinds of tech chases and still be able to find a bit of damage, get your throw confirms, get them off stage, punish them for those really big commitments like up B, know how to box at them, know how to not jump into stuff. They just played that matchup solid and clean, and did everything they needed to do.
Very true. And yeah, like you said before, the adaptation was fine. I liked how they were waiting for the big committal option from Ali every single time in Quaz before they got that substantial punish off every single time. We saw lots of brazen up Bs back to stage almost every single time. We saw lots of F smashes as well. We saw very high committal options from Ali when there were safer ones on the table. So I think Ali needs to start going to ledge a little bit more, start playing around with Zelda's shield a little bit more, summon more phantoms.
You got it. There was not a single phantom that entire game.
Not one that hit, at least. Not good ones that were connecting. There were a couple, but they were in a lot of ill spots and they weren't being triggered early enough to really get damage off right there.
Yeah. I would argue that most Ultimate players, including myself, this is very much so a sub at myself, don't know how to like mix up the options when confronted with Phantom, because it's this big scary dude who's going to rush you down, and they sometimes only jump over it, or they only dash and shield it, or they only roll. Or, they rotate between a select few of those options. And really, a lot of your game plan as Zelda is just putting Phantom out there and you don't really care if it hits. If it hits, it hits. It's like, oh, lovely. But if it like doesn't hit, being able to punish your opponent's next option, that is a lot of what Zelda relies on, forcing your opponent to play rock, paper, scissors with you, and then punishing them on what their commitment may be. Because she really doesn't always have the ability to interact. She doesn't have much outside of like dash dance into dash attack, and that's about it. She's a very much so like a whiff punish character. There was not a whole lot of whiff punishing happening.
It's true, and I agree with that. It really forces your opponent to play rock, paper, scissors a lot of time. You've got Phantom on stage. What will the opponent do next?
Yep.
If they tend to jump over it a lot, Zelda can run up and do an up air, or just force you into these very checkmatey situations a lot of times. Zelda is all about moving one step ahead of your opponent and really establishing that space. And again, getting into it, game number 2.
Phantom on stage. What will they do?
Will they swing? Will they not swing? They'll probably swing.
I feel like they could also punch a little bit. But yeah, game number 2 seems like we're going to be opting to go for Kalos. I feel like all these stages are not going to be the best for Zelda in this matchup because it is Squirtle, it is Pokemon Trainer. All Squirtle needs to do is get in there once, get a throw, get him off stage.
It's also a much bigger stage. I've found recently that a lot of Zeldas really won't opt to go to much bigger stages just because of how much they rely on Phantom to really get a lot of their ground up in neutral. They don't. Zelda doesn't really have any very solid approach options other than Phantom really establishing the space for them. That's why you'll see most Zeldas counterpick to stages like Smashville most of the time. So this gives actually Quaz a lot more room to move around and really avoid all the things that make it difficult to get in on Zelda in the first place. And we're seeing just that from Quaz already. We're just seeing them avoiding all these options. And again, we're not seeing... Oh, he pushed him off.
Yeah, so that was like Quaz like autopiloting the jab block a little tiny bit. Typically, you want to do that to push the opponents as close to the edge as possible so that you can get a kill a little bit sooner. But, you can't always do that at the lip of the stage. They'll fall off, grab onto the ledge, whatever. With that being said, that was quite the juggle. Those are the kinds of outplayers you need to find as Ivysaur. And the reverse neutraler to send your opponent back to center stage was such a good choice.
Man, Quaz is doing such a good job of just maneuvering around Ali so far. I'm loving these Razor Leaves that are going straight through these Phantoms. I'm loving these little floaty jumps right here to catch Ali on landing when Ali, breaks neutral just a little too quickly. And the punishes on these landings are fantastic as well. It just seems like Quaz has everything in control right now. And Ali's kind of floundering a little bit to get these punishes.
Wow.
Oh
back into forward, just catching Ali only at 60%. Ali has been struggling to approach to get in to be able to actually effectively corner Quaz. So, I feel like there was like a misplay there, right? Where Ali had all that Angel Plat and vulnerability, but then backed up.
Did nothing.
Yeah.
And again, we're seeing no Phantoms. We're only seeing Phantoms when the situation is too late or when they're on cooldown. Quaz has been getting in for free most of the time because Ali has been choosing these more aggressive options to try and land on Quaz. And while that worked maybe a little bit within the first game, it seems like Quaz is more than on it. He's been very on point. Restock coming out right there, putting Marquette back in the lead. This is going to be a set 5 situation right here, Dara.
Yep. Well, that was dominant. That was powerful. But again, I just feel like there was, a little bit of
some
decision making. Yeah, maybe a couple of big old oopsies for Ali. The biggest thing is hey, you have a couple of choices when you're coming off of that Angel Plat, right? You have so many choices of what you can do. You can run up to your opponent because they can't really swing on you. You can try to set up Phantom while they're still running away from you at center stage too, nonetheless. Right, but then Ali backed up a little bit, and I feel like that's just indicative of the greater cause to why Quaz won so confidently. Ali was never able to approach. They never found a clean way to be able to approach. They never found a Phantom just to be able to set up and force options.
It's true, and yeah, again, Ali. I feel like I think the main move they need more practice with is Phantom, to establish these situations for themselves. They were caught, having very limited interactions and options being used on Quaz, and Quaz was using the full kit. Razor Leaf was coming out quite often. The spacing was just right. Squirtle was doing a fantastic job of getting it. It just didn't seem like Ali was prepared with the counterplay to deal with that. And I think Phantom would have made it a whole lot harder because so many players out there struggle with Phantom, myself included. I hate that move. That move is scary for me as an S player.
So,
to
by
get
the
in
way,
again.
quick little update on what's happening. Marquette University doesn't actually have a 5th player right now. Why? Because midterms. I feel that. I took my public speaking exam today, and I was like, wow, I would rather be gaming. So I encourage everybody to make the right choice and choose playing video games with their friends instead of exams. Okay. Anyways, that being said, we're gonna cut to a quick little tidy. I didn't mean that. I swear. We're gonna cut to a little tidy break. We'll see you guys in just a couple of minutes, or maybe a little bit more than that. Stay tuned. Alrighty, my little PogChamps, and we are once again back to a little bit of Smash Bros. We got the final set happening between Marquette University and UCONN. This is the match that is important because they are basically neck to neck right now. They need one good win. So from who is who? Who is who? That's my question.
So DDD is the penguin. Mario is the Italian man with the gloves.
Thank you, Shaw. That's very informative.
You're welcome. This is why they have me here. You know, really observant. Either way, the funny story here is Marquette did not actually have an official last player part of their Smash roster, so they're siphoning off of their Rocket League roster to try and get this crew battle closed out. So we've got Son of Car versus Spork. And Son of Car, not doing too bad of a job for a Rocket League player. I don't know how extensively they've played Smash so far, but you know, if you're up against a player on the Smash team, you'd expect them to like have some sort of background in Smash. Right now, Son of Car looking pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, and this is a solid matchup to pick into because DDD bad. DDD have no winning matchups. Also, that back air was so good. Son of Car hits Spoiled in his one little tiny window of vulnerability when DDD is starting to descend and doesn't actually have that scary of a hitbox. That was beautiful. That was
as long as
actually
you're not
sick.
right below him. As long as you're not right below DDD,
Yeah.
you should be fine in most of those circumstances right here.
You need to hit DDD at the apex of his upbeat. Oh my goodness, speaking of apexes and upbeats and jumps. Wow, what a jet hammer to be able to close it out.
Oh god, he actually went for like a legit Mario combo right there too. It just seems like a lot of these double jumps from Son of Car are like whiffing just a little bit. Like that first stock where they should have upbeat instead of double jumped right there. But honestly, against a character like DDD where a lot of players do struggle against him, just given how frustrating Gordo can be to get around sometimes. Although we are seeing the game plan crumble just a little bit here.
The sledge trapping was really, really solid, but then Spoiled decided to back up, go onto the stage, but either way still found an up tilt to be able to close it out. Right now, Son of Car just holding onto the stage so well, just being really, really patient, trying to find a dash back up smash, but no luck quite yet.
All right, Spork trying to time these landings. I don't think we've seen a single Gordo out of Spork just yet. I mean, Mario does have a lot of frame data and really good moves to quickly deal with Gordo coming at him a lot of the time. But again, it's one of the main ways DDD really established his stage control for himself a little bit. I thought we were going to see a down smash there from Son of Car, but no dice. Oh god.
Keeps on going to get back onto the stage. Son of Car has tried to punish it already a few times. You can do that on reaction with Mario. You just have to sit there and wait if you know that the opponent is going to be able to do that. So now forced to upbeat. Oh no!
No smash punish. Interesting. I like the fact that Son of Car has been playing it somewhat safely though. And again, another great back air right there, catching the initial descent of DDD right there. Son of Car looking good. You know, he's picking very consistent punish options, which are honestly better than nothing. You know, rather than whiffing a smash attack, he's finding himself consistently an advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, that up air is going to be so big. Finds a couple of others, but didn't fast fall the second one. That's what the route like really should have been against DDD. You would have been able to fast fall the second one, and then with like a full hop up air, you would get the third.
Spork desperately trying to find their way back on stage with Son of Car doing a fantastic job, honestly, just keeping the pressure up. You know, given how gigantic DDD is, how rotund he is, very easy for Mario to combo a lot of the time. And my man is not leaving the ground.
Yeah, just keeps on catching Spoiled on the landings, just sitting in shield, being so patient, and understanding the distance that he can confidently cover without overextending.
No! Oh my god. He almost died there. He went way too deep right there. Oh, that was another down smash. Every time Mario gets falling there, and oh my god!
Wow.
I was speechless there because I was so worried that F smash was going to connect, especially in that precarious position that Son of Car was finding himself on the ledge. But man, I know that Car is a proud father right now because that was a very good game one from Son of Car.
That was cute. That was a question. Nice jump shot. You got me. That was just good recognition, you know. It's like when I'm playing S has a pretty average roll distance. When I see people charging something in a distance that I know I get to go past, and I'm like, I know something that you don't, bud, and I'm gonna get behind him and try to cheat. Half the time, that doesn't work out, and I end up dying and, you know,
Facts,
looking a
big
little bit
facts.
silly. Yeah.
Big facts.
So maybe I don't know my goal distances as well as I think I do.
This is roll sucked also.
Huh?
This is roll's terrible.
It's fine. It's not
so
awful.
slow.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's one of his worst options to get off the ledge. Anyway, Mario, on the other
Anyways.
hand, a very athletic man playing basketball, golf, baseball, soccer. He can roll off that. He's even in the Olympics. My man is a gymnast as well. Able to get off that ledge with relative ease and quickness into that fast F smash right there. Really good play from Son of Car right there.
Yep, it was good solid play. We saw Mario combos. The biggest thing that I saw that was actually like pretty spicy. I was like, oh wow, you're punishing DDD up B. You know who doesn't do that?
Everyone.
Everybody. Yeah.
Every player. I've never met a player that's able to punish DDD up B that consistently. But also we were seeing a lot of overshoots from Spork. I feel like the recovery wasn't as safe as it could have been. DDD's recovery probably most likely best used when going to ledge. And the only time you should go on stage is when you know your opponent's overcommitting to trying to get a 2-frame or some sort of ledge punish on you.
And that's called J-dogging. That kind of attack going for the beefy up B over the ledge is called J-dogging. But typically, you want to do it in the most ambiguous fashion possible. You want to drag alongside the edge of the stage until you're just barely over the lip of the edge, and then you're actually holding down on your controller so that you go up and above, and then you end up hitting them, and then they all explode. The biggest thing that I feel like was that even though I appreciate the high up Bs, they were so reactable, okay, that Son of Kal was just able to stop, slow down, and be like, hey, I know what you're doing. I'm just going to full hop back here, you buddy. And there was nothing that they could have done about it because they had already committed to that up B.
And they had, they're saying this guy is part of the Rocket League team and not the Smash. Can you put that guy on the Smash team?
Yeah, he's good.
Because he was looking good. He was punishing a lot of good stuff. His punishes were extremely consistent. I was a fan. I was definitely a fan of that Mario right there.
Yeah. It was just good solid play. I can definitely vouch and second that motion. But that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the SSBU captains. Seems like Spork will opt to go for Kalos. You know what? That's fine. That's totally okay. It's like Mario is still going to succeed in this matchup no matter where you kind of take him. But those Kalos side platforms actually might, you know, it might not work to your advantage as DDD.
I'm curious to see what stage. They said Kalos.
Yes.
I feel like Mario's just good on most stages, honestly. Mario has the evasiveness and ability to really maneuver around a lot of characters because his aerial drift is very good. However, we don't feel like playing bad characters anymore. We're only playing good top tiers only.
Good. Play good characters.
Top tiers only.
Listen, I'm gonna tell this to everybody back at home. What, you want to play for fun? Absolutely not. Play for your mental health and well-being.
Facts.
Playing a top tier is maybe the best thing that you can do for yourself. I will constantly advocate for self-care while, you know, being a complete hypocrite and not practice what I preach. I play DDD and Ness. I am hopeless.
And though, as far as good characters go, I dare say this is one of the matchups that Pikachu struggles with the most. You know, Pikachu has a fantastic matchup spread, probably the best in Smash Ultimate currently, as many laud him or her to be the best character in the game. And Mario is one of those characters that Pikachu can kind of struggle with sometimes, given how consistent Mario's combo game is. Fireball can be a really active projectile to dissuade a lot of things. He's so good at catching landings and stray aerials on shield with that excellent up smash he has. So, Son of Car, gonna have to tread wisely, but Spork, I feel like also gonna have to tread very wisely.
Spork just keeps on catching Son of Car, shielding just a little bit too much. That F tilt was a phenomenal catch to get him off stage. Double jumps back on. How will they get to safety?
And I think this is a good character pick for Spork, just because you've got more buttons, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, DDD can kind of get smothered by Mario quite a bit, just given how crazy his combo game.
Like a poke
Pika's got buttons for days, though. Yeah, you can mash on your controller happily, and you're going to be able to find probably a counter hit in your opponent, and I'm loving the combo game. Pikachu also really consistent damage output. You know, up tilt, you'll be catching at least a 40% combo off the bat. And potentially even more. And this character also with back air and how they travel and how quick they are. They'll be putting you off stage very frequently.
Yeah, up tilts and, drag down nails and everything. Pichu can just string you along until infinity. But what really Son of Color needs is just any way to be able to close out the stock. That jab is going to get Spoilk off stage, but is it going to be like a run-up down smash, a back hill? You need anything, but a dash back F smash seems to be the tool of choice to be able to do it. Going to be evening up the stock count, and honestly, with a character like Mario, you can definitely even it up pretty quickly.
Of card trying to find this landing nair a lot of the time on Sport. You kind of don't want to force your way in on Pikachu, at least as Mario. You want to be finding safer avenues to really get your punishes, such as Mario's aerials, which have very low cooldown, or catching a lot of Pikachu's landings. Mario, his hurtbox shifting is very good on some of his moves, and a lot of Pikachus at this level of play like to go for a lot of unsafe landings and try to force their way in on the opponent. And landing aerials for Pikachu aren't always safe.
Absolutely, and look at these up airs and the reverse up B to be able to close it out. That was really good spacing from Son of Carl, evened up the percent basically, and that unfortunate SD is actually going to be so huge for Son of Carl and Marquette University, and wow, this is exactly what they needed right now.
Alright, the Son of Car fighting themselves up just a bit here. Sport gonna have to close out the stock. These Thunders are not working, though, a little too overcommittal. And Mario, fantastic whiff punishing character. If you miss on him, you're eating some damage.
Well, granted, I will argue, like every day of the week, that the only thing that semi-balances Pikachu is the fact that Pikachu genuinely does struggle to kill, right? Because unless you find like a straight dash attack or an up smash, you're dead. But speaking of being dead, that poor lad exploded.
And for a Rocket League player, Son of Car, that's a goal right there. My man hit the goal. Game-winning shot. And that's going to be it for Marquette University, taking it over UConn this week. Really, really good stuff. Really good clutch from Son of Car right there. Even midterms aren't able to stop these players from coming out on top. Really good effort from UConn, especially from players like Saka Luigi and Cozy Wrath. At the end of the day, though, the roster couldn't really hold up to Marquette University's.
And with that being said, we will quickly cut to a break while we do figure out whether or not we are going to be doing an interview with Marquette University. So stay tuned for maybe that, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Hello, my little pod champs, and welcome back. This time we have an interview. We have here Chico from Marquette, University of Marquette, that just taken over UCONN. Chico, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. You know, that was a great win, great for Senna coming in clutch there, the homie.
He looked good. Take him off the Rocket League team and put him on the Smash team because my boy was looking nice out there.
Yeah, man, I got to put in a word with the esports management. Get him on here. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, he was super solid. Now, something I wanted to ask about you because you played DK and into Pokemon Trainer, and you kind of demolished your opponent a little teeny tiny bit. Want to ask a little bit about what is your mentality playing a low tier against really bad matchups like that? It's DK Pokemon Trainer. What's your thought process going into it?
I've got a lot of character loyalty. I love Donkey Kong, so I love to play him. With some of these matchups, especially against short characters, there's a lot of stuff where I can just short hop, double back air. I can't really do that as well against Squirtle or Pikachu. So in that case, it's just a lot of trying to. It's a little more bait and punish and trying to make sure I'm not just throwing out these predictable options or these options that would work better against taller characters. It's a lot more spacing, almost like I'm playing Marth sometimes. It's kind of weird. But...
Big Marth, big giant monkey Marth.
Yeah, big Marth with the giant foot.
I was remembering the kill that you got, a down B off stage, and
that was insane.
The tip of the
Those
fingernail.
down B kills were ridiculous.
Yeah. These are mostly just observations of wow, nice job, bro. Okay, I'm just thinking of some other questions that I might have. You got one. What's up, Sean?
I do. So I feel like a lot of teams, we're within a couple weeks into the season so far. How do you feel like Marquette is stacking up against the competition currently? And do you guys think you guys have a pretty real shot at making it to the finals and getting a favorable seed and taking the whole thing?
I think we had a bit of a rocky start these past 2 weeks, but I feel like we're really getting a grip on the. I feel like after this week, I think we're really getting a grip on the competition, and I have a lot of high hopes for the team as we move forward. A lot of great showings today, and I'm excited to see how we do in the next weeks coming up. So I have a lot of confidence.
What's something you guys as a team are doing to help you get there and help you improve a little bit?
Sorry, what was that? You kind of cut out.
What is something that your team is doing to help you get there and improve together? What's your training regimen like?
We definitely we play a lot of friendlies together, and giving each other tips after matches, things like what we could do better in the future. And then the weeklies we have on Saturday definitely it definitely helps. You got, even though it's offline, not online, not quite the same environment, but you still get a lot of trying to play to win. Everybody wants to win their college weeklies, man. So, we get some good practice there, and Yeah,
because college weeklies are the training grounds for a lot of players who aren't quite yet to make it out to the local level or looking to make it to the local level. For me personally, I can speak from a lot of personal experience with attending my own weeklies back when I was in college. Trying to win the weekly was the ultimate goal in the end. You have typically a group of 3 or 4 players who are around your skill level in your college, and you're always trying to beat them and outdo each other constantly. I think you guys can practice off each other and just get better a lot of the time. I just had one question left for y'all.
Yeah.
Which player on your roster right now has the most potential, do you feel to really make an X factor happen this semester?
Honestly, given these past few weeks, I think Extreme, he's shown a lot of improvement with his performances in these sets. And he's shown even in difficult matchups that he can pull in these clutch plays, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do in the future.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Congratulations on the W. Make sure you get plenty of rest, study up, Make sure y'all are drinking water and staying healthy and stuff like that. We'll see you guys back next week for hopefully another W for Marquette University.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and thank you so much for being able to just interview with us. And with that being said, that means we are going to go ahead and transition into the final, not the final, the next match.
We got a while to go, Dara.
we got 4 schools ahead of us, yeah. Okay, so thank you so much again for being here. We're going to quickly cut out before we come back to, it's not on this. William and Mary versus DePaul. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Lovely, incredible producer. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes, so don't go anywhere quite yet.